In today's video, I'm going to show you how to paint those cute ghosts. You can follow this with any brushes you are comfortable with, but I will list everything I'm using in the description below. The texture and all brushes that I use in this video are from my watercolor bundle. I use a paper texture called Canvas Basic, and I will choose the watercolor background to start painting. I will create a rectangular shape, and this will be the background of the illustration. Now I will switch the brush to the watercolor detailed blurred, and I will use it to soften the transitions. I can move on to the moon and make that on its own layer above. I'm going to use the light yellow, almost white. For the brush, I'll choose the watercolor heavily diluted, and I will paint a round shape. It will be a kind of radiation from the moon. I'll make a new layer above, and I'll change the brush to the watercolor sip. And I'll paint the round shape of the moon. Now I grab the watercolor detail blurred to smooth it out a bit. And then I switch the brush to the watercolor heavy diluted, and I will paint some darker spots on the moon. I think it's fine. I'll just select the layer below and I'll add a bit more that glowing effect. Once it's done, we can merge those two layers, and I can easily resize and move it now. Now I'm going to add some trees, so I'll make a new layer above. I'll choose the same color that I used for the background, and for the brush I'll use the watercolor for everything. I'll paint kind of tree shapes like this. Then I select a bit darker shade of that color and I create a next layer of trees. It looks good, so I'll merge all the layers with trees together. Now I will use the eraser brush, which is set to the ink, and I will clean the edges. Now I'll make a new layer above. I'll choose very light yellow tone, and for the brush I grab the watercolor sip. And I'll add some flashes of light over the trees. When the trees are done, I select a layer with the moon, and I'll use the eraser brush to erase the part of the moon that are behind the trees. My eraser brush is set to the ink brush. I think the background is finished for now, so I can move on and start working on the ghosts. I'll make a new layer. For the color I'll use the white, and for the brush the watercolor sip. And I'll just paint a shape of the first ghost. Now I will switch the brush to the watercolor detailed blurred, and I will use it to soften the transitions. I'll go to adjustments and liquify, and I'll push the edges to find the right shape. Once it's done, I do exactly the same for the next ghost. I think they look nice, so now I grab the watercolor detail blurred and I'll fade out their bottoms part a bit. And now I'll take the watercolor sip and I'll add a little hands to the ghosts. They don't need to be perfect. I'll switch the brush to the watercolor detail blurred and I will smooth them so they will look much better. I can move on to the face. I'll make it on a separate layer. I'll choose HB pencil as a brush and I'll draw tiny eyes. Now I'll pick the white and add a twinkle in its eyes. I'll paint the next ghost's eyes in the same way. Now I select the layer with the ghost. I'll use the watercolor for everything as a brush and I'll go around the eyes. This makes the eyes look more set in the body. Now I'll paint a mouth for each of them. Then I switch the brush to the watercolor tip and I'll add pink cheeks. I think they look good and cute enough. I'll match them together so I will be able to move them easily as I want. Now I'll add a new layer above the background. I choose a very light yellow and the watercolor for everything as a brush. And I'll just paint some stars of different sizes. It's almost done, but I wonder if it would be better if the background was darker. It's easy to check this. I just duplicate the layer with the background. I'll duplicate the layer with the trees as well. I think when it's darker looks better. I'll only adjust the opacity a bit and I think it's enough. And now I can match those layers together. And there we go, I think it's done. If you think I've earned it, please give this video a like and subscribe the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for your support, thanks for watching and happy creating!